Welcome everyone to a quick overview of the upcoming Ego and ID in Limbus Company this Thursday. We're gonna start off with WCorp Cleanup Captain Outis. She is the captain, so she's gonna buff your charge IDs and especially your WCorp IDs. Let's hop right in and look at her skill 1. That's a 2-coin skill, and if we have enough charge count on use, we will gain base power and also clash power. So if we have enough charge, this should class decently high even for skill 1, I assume. Gonna have to wait for the numbers for that. Gonna gain charge count on use and more charge count on hit for our second coin. Then skill 2 is also once again 2-coin skill. Consuming charge count on ourselves to gain coin power. But we're gonna get a charge count back pretty fast, since on use we gain more charge count, and also if we consume charge count, we apply charge potency plus X charge barrier to self and 2 other allies with the least charge count. So as long as you don't get hit, you will get the charge count also back to the charge barrier and even will give some charge count to your allies. Then on hit on both coins, we gain more charge count once again. And then we inflicting bind on our second coin, and if we consume charge, we inflict even more bind. Now skill 3 is where this ID gets spicy. 4 coins, whip dimension, combat start. To self and highest resonance allies with charge, apply load equal to charge on self. So yeah, this is also once again charge potency. That's new to this ID, and you will see how she gets it later. But what is load? Load is the goaded buff she's gonna give your team. Attack skills that consume charge count deal plus X% more damage for every value on self. If the affected unit is a WCorp employee, deal even more damage for every value instead. Turn end, this effect expires, so you will only have to buff up the turn she uses her skill 3. So you want to set up a big nuke turn with all your WCorp ideas synchronized, I guess. And yeah, I assume we get something like a 20% damage up or something like that before it goes totally insane, but we will see. Then back to the skill. On use at X plus charge potency and Y to C charge count. Consume all charge count to gain coin power. So this skill will also hit pretty hard. And we consuming X charge count to gain even more coin power. Yeah, pretty hard hitting. Inflicting rupture, that's I guess pretty normal for WCorp, but at this point we have multiple IDs who do this on their skill 3. Then on the last hit, if we consume charge count, we inflict rupture, and we also gain X minus charge potency charge count. So I guess the longer the fight goes on, the less charge count you get out of this, but at that point it's not as important, since charge count also feels to be mostly here to build up charge potency to her passive. Gain charge every time this unit consumes X cumulative charge count in this encounter, so I assume it's something like, I don't know, you use up 5 charge and then you gain 1 charge potency instead on the ID. Also turn and apply clash power up next to charge WCorp employees, including this unit in reverse deployment order. So the higher the potency of our charges, the more employees are gonna get buffed. And I assume it's gonna be probably pretty small and just be like 1 clash power up, but that's still insane for how well already WCorp IDs do clash, so pretty neat. The defense skill does exist. It gives you charge counters. It gets more powerful with how much charge is on you. But it is a block, so it is what it is. Nothing special on it. Support passive, also decent. 1 ally who has the most charge count at turn start. Deal more damage with skills that consumed X plus charge count. I feel like more damage for charge units is solid, especially with how high hitting something like WCorp for Yosho already is. The only problem is I feel like You would not bench this Outis. You would just run her in your charge team if you have her and are running a charge team. Might be good for backup fights if we see more like them outside of the railway. I guess we will see. And then we're gonna get to the Felll Bullet Heathcliff Ego. 2-coin Ego once again. So I guess the times of only having 1-coin egos really is over at this point, and Project Moon doesn't care and experiments a lot more now. Before attack, gain highest resonance plus X torn memory, and if it was an absolute resonance, gain highest resonance plus Y torn memory instead. So more torn memories if it was an absolute resonance. What is torn memory? It's just used for certain skills. It's build or spender more or less, but you already use it up after the attack, so it only really affects the skill so far. I guess maybe we will see a Heathcliff with torn memory with the seasonal with Heathcliff Earl King. We will see that maybe, otherwise it's just here to make this a lot easier to read. Yeah, we gain poise for every torn memory, and we gain some flat poise count before we attack, and after attack we lose all of our torn memory. On our second coin, we deal more damage on critical hit for every torn memory. We inflict bleed. On crit, we inflict sinking. And on crit kill, if this unit has the ammo effect, gain ammo. Now, that's pretty interesting. This is our first time we actually have some form of reload ability, so you gain ammo back for your IDs. But Heathcliff should be really happy with it. But I also kinda only see this really working if you're running it properly with a poise kill, since this is on crit kill. And the only way to get poise for Rapid Heathcliff will be, yeah, from the torn memories and from the passive, since it gives you poise at the combat start for the highest resonance. So it's still probably gonna be more interesting for Pequod Heathcliff. But before we talk about that, maybe move on to the Corrosion skill. That is 1 coin. I think we're gonna stick to 1-coin Corrosion skills for a while now, at least. Indiscriminate, so it targets randomly. Before attack, we also gain torn memory, just like the normal skill. That's pretty standard. The only real difference here is that we gain attack rate for every X torn memory and turn this into an AoE. So Heathcliff can be nice and kill your whole party. Let's go. Also deals more damage for every torn memory. So I guess if he corrodes, you really need to be careful with how high you resonate this turn. Gains poise and also consumes poise before attack, so I guess the poise is mostly there to calculate the more damage, and then you lose some amount of poise. And just like the normal skill, you also lose all of your torn memory. Sadly, you don't have to be loading, but you're guaranteed to inflict bleed and sinking on hit this time, and you don't need to crit for the sinking. But yeah, highest synergy right now would be on Pequod Heathcliff. He is poise bleed already. He kinda already has a problem of gaining poise, so this should help him a lot of having high poise. And since the ammo regen, Rapid Heathcliff would also be very happy to put up more vulnerability stacks on enemies. But I feel like this really requires to run Rapid Heathcliff in a Bright Resonance team, which is still a decent thing to do, I would say. But if you just run Rapid Heathcliff in a charge team, you might still prefer AADD, since extra charge to gain his passive speed and damage up quicker, and also just haste, so he goes first, so he attacks first, puts up the vulnerability, and everyone else can profit from it. You don't have this here, so this might be a side quit for Rapid Heathcliff, but in long fights he might prefer Felll Bullet, so you can keep spamming his vulnerability skill 3. I guess it kind of depends on how much ammo you gain from this. I hope it is at least 2. Maybe more, if we're lucky. Depends how powerful this ego really is. But yeah, keep in mind, this is a tough ego. But all in all, I would still say both the new ID and ego are pretty good. And I can't wait what we're gonna get with the upcoming WCorp Warp Train event, if this is what we're already getting. So yeah, keep tuned. Thanks for watching, and see you next time when we get overpowered stuff. Bye bye.